It is another beautiful day as I welcome you once again to Menalights TV. As we have started with a new episode named Soft, today we are going to look at our third episode. And then this is the problem of the day, that we have a trendy question and I want us to look at it and see how best we can go about this. I'm going to use two methods to solve this. First, I'm going to solve it as a quadratic equation. Then secondly, I'm going to solve it directly. So for me to solve this as a quadratic equation, this is what I will do. I have to break this down. So I'll be having x minus 1 all squared, which is the same as 2 squared. Because this squared is affecting the x minus 1 and the same time affecting 2. So which is equal to 9. So x minus 1 over 2 all squared is the same as x minus 1 squared and then 2 squared, which is the same as what? 9. So from there, what do? We know that x minus 1 squared is the same as x minus 1 multiplying another x minus 1 all over 2 squared, which is equal to 9. So x minus 1 squared is the same as x minus 1 multiplying another x minus 1 all over 2 squared, which is equal to 9. Then from there, what we have is this x here will multiply everything we have in the bracket here. The same way the negative one will also multiply everything we have in the bracket. So the x will multiply x will give us x squared. Then the same x will multiply minus 1 will give us minus x. Then this minus 1 will multiply the x that we have here, and then to give us minus x. Then minus 1 times minus 1 will give us positive 1. So plus 1 all over 2 squared is equal to 9. X squared minus 2x plus 1 all over. So the 2 squared here means 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 gives us 4. So 4, which is equal to 9. So from there, all we have is the 9 will multiply the 4. We cross multiply. So this over 1, we cross multiply. Then 9 times 4 will give us 36. So here we have the x squared minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 36. That is the 9 times the 4 will give us 36. So now we are going to equate all this to 0. So we have the x squared minus 2x plus 1. The 36 will come to where we have the 1 here because it's positive. So when it comes, it becomes what? Negative. So we have minus 36, which is equal to 0. So now, let's break it down and see what we have. So we have the x squared minus 2x. So 1 minus 36 will give us minus 35, which is equal to 0. So now, for us to solve this completely, we have to write it in 4 terms, or make it a quadratic equation before you can what? Easily solve. So what we have to do is, the coefficient here is 1. Now the question we have to ask ourselves is, what two numbers, when you add, you get negative 2, and when you multiply, you get negative 35. Two numbers, when we add, you get negative 2, and when you multiply those two numbers, you get what? Negative 35. So definitely, this implies that we have the x squared. So the two numbers will be minus 7x minus plus 5x minus 35 is equal to 0. So the two numbers are negative 7 and then positive 5. So negative 7 plus 5 will give us negative 2. Negative 7 plus 5 will give us negative 2. And then negative 7 times 5 will give us negative 35, which is equal to what? 0. So from there, we can take the terms 2 to 2. We can pair the terms. So the first one we have x squared minus 7x into one bracket, then plus, then 5x minus 35 also in another bracket, all is equal to what? 0. Then from there, what do? We factor out, or we factorize the terms that are common. So when you come to the first bracket here, we have x here, we have x here as well. So the x is common, so we have the x out. Then Then x will divide x squared, we have x left. Then here we have what? Minus 7 plus, then here 5 can go into itself and also go into what? 35. So because of that we have 5 out. Then x minus, so 5 will go into 35. It will go there 7 times. So minus 7 as well, which is equal to what? 0. Once we are done with this, the things in the bracket have to be the same. What we have in the bracket, so when you look at the first one, you have x minus 7, and this one too, x minus 7. So from there, what do we do? The things outside the bracket, to write them. So we have the x plus 5, they are outside the bracket, so x plus 5 outside the bracket. Then x minus 7 within the bracket, which is equal to what? 0. Now we are looking for the value of x. So for us to find x, we have to equate all this word to 0. So the first one, we have the x plus 5, which is equal to 0. So if x plus 5 is equal to 0, what will be the value of x? So it means that our x is equal to, so the 5 will go there, becomes 0 minus 5. So our x is equal to negative 5 here. So the first one, we have the x as what? Negative 5. Or we come to the second one, which is x minus 7. So we have the x minus 7, which is equal to 0. So x minus 7 is equal to 0. So now x minus 7 is equal to 0. Therefore, then what do we do? Our x is equal to, the 7 will go to where the 0 is. So it becomes what? Here is negative, so it becomes 0 plus 7. So 0 plus 7 will give us what? 7. So here we have two values. X is equal to negative 5, and then x is equal to what? 7. When we are asked to find the positive value of x, then that means our answer is what? 7. When we are asked to find the positive value of x, then our answer is what? 7. But when we are asked to find the values of x, then it means x is what? Either negative 5 or positive 7. X is either negative 5 or positive 7. When we are asked to find the values of what? Of x. Now the same thing, we are going to do it directly and see the result that you get. So now let's look at the direct way of getting the result. We are asked to find the value of x. So we have to find the value of x here. So what we are looking at it, we have the x minus 1 over 2 all squared, which is equal to 9. So for us to get rid of this square, then we need to introduce a square root. So whatever we do to the left hand side, we'll apply to the right hand side. So that means we find the square root here, then we find the square root of 9 as well. So putting the square root there, it means that this square root will cancel the square root here. Then we are left with x minus 1 over 2, which is equal to. Then with this, the square root of 9 is 3. So the square root of 9 there is 3. So we are left with what? 3 there. So from there, what we have to do is we cross multiply. This is over 1. We cross multiply. So you have the x minus 1, which is equal to 3 times 2. So the x minus 1, which is equal to 3 times 2. So we have the x minus 1, which is equal to 6. So we have to put the like terms together and get the value of x. So here we have the x, which is equal to 6. And the 1 have to go to where the 6 is. The 1 here is positive, is negative. When it crosses to where the 6 is, it becomes what? Positive, so plus 1. So it means that our x here is equal to 7. X here is equal to 7. So you do it directly. And from the first, we solve it as a quadratic equation. So because of that, we have x is equal to negative 5 or 7. And I explained that when you are asked to find the values of x, then these are the values of x, negative 5 or positive 7. But when you are asked to find the positive value of x, then that means the answer here is what? Is 7. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Remember to subscribe to this channel, Menalights TV. Menalights TV, when the sun rises.